Hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, September 5th, 2024. And I know I've not been posting videos like 5 days ago or six. I've completely lost count of how many days I have not been making uh, any more videos. But this topic, I know it's been talked about before when some people are having their own opinions on what they think about this new game that I'm talking about. So in I have not played the game myself, but I have seen gameplay of the multiplayer and the movements and the improvements to it, and want to give you my take for someone that has not played. I'm just going by from what the previous like Call of Duties have ever since I was playing that, since I was playing those. Okay, so with the first topic, it's about Black Ops. Uh, sorry, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Right? The sequel to Cold War, that terrible nonsense. I don't care if some people say, but it was pretty decent. It only was decent because Warzone got involved, and that just kind of ruined the entire franchise. Campaign was mediocre. The multiplayer was bad. Like, it honestly felt like I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Honestly, that's how bad it was. It honestly felt like I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Really. That's all it was. And this was supposed to be, I don't know, a response to I don't know, I guess this was supposed to be more popularity from Treyarch's movement with the whole Warzone stuff, because it turns out Treyarch, who was behind the whole Modern Warfare series and whatnot, and started to create their own successful battle royale. Sorry, it's either Treyarch or Infinity Ward, because Infinity Ward, I believe they're the ones who mainly have control of the Modern Warfare one. Treyarch just does kind of the, Black Ops games and whatnot. So, other than that, should Black Ops 6 even be worth it at this point for someone who hasn't played it? Well, I have seen gameplays and the movement of the characters and the improvements to it. I have not seen the campaign. I'm not looking forward to watching any spoilers on YouTube. Probably won't be for like a long time, because I already know every Call of Duty, it's either a hit or miss, and it just doesn't go out so well, you know? Like Modern Warfare 2019, I still love that game. I really still love that game. I even still play it myself. And I know for some people say, "Oh, but he's like, oh, you're an old head. You don't want to play Modern Warfare 2 or 3? 3 was trash." All right. I have seen gameplay. I've seen the rush concept of it. The whole point of Modern Warfare 3 even existing was never. It was not supposed to exist. It wasn't, because story was bad. I mean, the story, how do I say this? I understand. It's a whole remake of the entire Call of Duty. How do I say this? It's supposed to be the entire Call of Duty Modern Warfare remakes. That's the whole point of like Modern Warfare instead of just Call of Duty and whatnot. Yeah, but it's a remake. But third one was trash. Second one, in my opinion, I have played the campaign and the multiplayer. Multiplayer was bad. Don't get me wrong. I was not a fan of its bugs or its lags and whatnot. I was not a fan of it. So, because they focus more on their content on Warzone, but they focus on a pretty decent campaign. All right. The game itself was falling off, but it's right in the balance. Okay, it was a good and bad game, in my opinion. Doesn't have to apply to yours. Third game, looked at it. Ooh, it's completely bad. Everything from it. Campaign, terrible. I don't know what they were trying to go with that one. Multiplayer looks absolutely dog water. The only improvement it made was just Warzone. That's the whole movement of like the entire 1, 2, and 3 Modern Warfare remakes. It's just Warzone. Modern Warfare was just fine the way that it was. Okay? At least they improved something. I don't care if some people say like, oh, it says, yeah, but we need like more of a story to it. And, we don't want the same content over. And we get that. That whole game was supposed to be a remake of the entire Modern Warfare, And that's what we got. More and better improvements. Infinity War was the one who basically improved it. But the real point is that Treyarch's movement, right? The way they still influence Warzone at this very day. Now has Infinity War ever, has Treyarch ever changed their minds when they made Black Ops 6? Were they trying to plan on going with a whole Warzone movement? You know, focus less on the campaign, the multiplayer, more on the Battle Royale experience? So at first, it doesn't seem like it. I know everybody would seem like they're fooled. It would seem like that some of us are fooled by the fact that, oh, but it looks so cool and new. It's basically Modern Warfare 2019, except after years of after like days and months of trash ass content with Warzone. I'm not a fan of my game, even though I played it. Okay? It's fun once in a while, but then you realize that this game itself is just focusing nothing but competition with Fortnite. And I know for some Fortnite players, I know for some Call of Duty Warzone players may turn around and look at each other and say, no, this is a great game. You want to say to both those players? It's mediocre. Like, you're both equally matched. Let's face it. Both developers are stealing ideas from each other, and it just makes the game even less exciting. Because Call of Duty's trying to copy off, like, Fortnite. Fortnite's trying to copy off Modern Warfare with their first-person aiming and whatnot, and zero builds to, like, help introduce Call of Duty players into their new game. And it's just boring. There's no need to do that, like, repeatedly, and just myself, I'm not surprised, because at the end, we all know who's eventually going to come out on top. And it's going to be a Fortnite eventually, because Call of Duty is going to want to back down because of the, I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong. I'm not saying Warzone will ever win Battle Royale, and trust me, it hasn't. How do I say this? But yeah, it's pretty boring, but Black Ops 6 isn't even worth it for someone who hasn't played it. Well, you could enjoy the experience of campaign, the multiplayer, if the multiplayer looks decent. All right, I'm not a fan of the whole multiplayer movement, but I am somewhat a fan of the campaigns. But like I said, I don't mind the multiplayer experience. It's just like, sometimes it's just not always that great, because you're eventually going to run into lags and bugs, and you think like, well, maybe they always just fix it. Well, because eventually later on, they don't really tend to fix it as much, and they just kind of focus more on what they should. Focus more on Warzone content instead of creating a good game itself. Like, if that's the whole movement with Black Ops 6, because you're fooled by the campaign and the multiplayer, then you're going to realize at first, like, it's a cycle, right? And I've always followed this before. Ever since Call of Duty World War II came out, and I was actually eager to try it, Campaign was great. I don't care if some people say, well, that's like the worst game. I don't know how you could play that. I would rather play Vanguard than play that. Well, to be honest, World War II had a pretty good campaign. Like, when was there ever a story where that's the whole point of Call of Duty World War II. It's supposed to feel like a moment in the military where everybody gets a good ending, It's corny Hollywood stuff, but hey, it honestly felt like a movie when I played the campaign. It honestly felt like an entire movie. But, other than that, so back to what I was saying. Black Ops 6, and I keep on getting distracted, but is it even worth it? I don't know. You could, like I said, you could play it for the campaign and the multiplayer if you want to try out, but if it's an only thing that they're tricking you into thinking like, oh no, guys, we're listening for you at once. We're listening to you, guys, for once, because we're actually focusing on creating a good game. But then you'll sooner realize that all that stuff was just BS, and then they focus on Warzone instead. Because what gets Call of Duty going when they're trying to compete with another Battle Royale game? Because Fortnite's already coming out with like their new stuff, and Call of Duty's already coming out with theirs. And if this whole movement is about Warzone because the movements are different and the perspective of it is just good looking, then you're fooled. Like, you can't just expect it. I mean, look at Modern Warfare 2019. It's basically, that's what it is, except, you know, time periods are different. And it's just like the more content that they put in there. You mean to tell me that all those like Modern Warfare 3 content with the Warzone garbage, where they keep on adding this and this and this to make the game look cooler, when it was just trash in general. Like, they were just pumping more content into Warzone. You know? You can't be fooled by that. You can play it, but in my perspective, I give it a shot just for the multiplayer and the campaign. If you're a Warzone, go right ahead, but if you're just buying Black Ops 6 just for Warzone, then just play regular Warzone. I don't understand that. When people like Warzone, but they like the game that they play, well then why not just play Warzone? Oh, but I also like, you know, the game itself. I want to play multiplayer once in a while. Okay, well then just buy it for that. You know? I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm just saying just be careful, because someone tells me that all that newer stuff that they're adding is just a trick for you to just buy into it. They always do. How they always keep on saying, like, Call of Duty World War II is going to be the most nostalgic game of the year. Yeah, right. It didn't even win Game of the Year. That's how bad it was. And let's face it, I didn't mind the campaign or the multiplayer, you know. But the multiplayer was full of bugs and lags as well. And the weapons were so overpowered, too. Like, I don't understand. You could use a standard machine gun, and it looks like I died in seconds, depending on what map you play. And the maps in that game in World War II are just dog. Some of them are dog water, but I didn't mind Shipment. I actually like grinding most of my weapons there, you know? But other than that, that's all I got to say about this. I know some of you were expecting like politics, but maybe I'll talk about that at once in a while, because there is stuff that I do want to talk about, and that is Trump not winning New Hampshire, and I'm not very surprised by that, but that's not the topic I want to get at this moment. I just want to get at the topic with, is Black Ops 6 even worth it? And for my final answer is that, to me, it's not. It's really not. Because I'm not a fan. I mean, I love Black Ops 1. I even played it when it even came out. I enjoyed that game. But instead, they, you know, the more they involved, and there's nothing wrong with change, except you gotta understand why they're changing and what it actually means at the end. Well, it always pumps out to more of the Warzone content. See? So original. It honestly feels like Modern Warfare. No one's going to be excited for, like, and some of us are not even going to be that excited for, like, the next Call of Duty game that comes out. Oh, what's next? What's next going to be on Call of Duty? I don't know. Instead of the whole Modern Warfare crap and the modernization, the 80s weapons crap, we're going to skip on to the future. It's the same tactic that they always do, really. Or they could actually stick with the moment and actually start remastering games. Oh, but that takes too much time and work, and we're just waiting for that moment for our games to die down. Well, your games have been pretty much dying down. You've been putting out content, you think it's a hit or miss, you think it's going to be successful. It does, and then it ends up being shit. But hey, you guys fall for it. Some of us fall for it anyway. You know, buying the crap that they make, and they say like, oh, it's not good, because they know it's not. They know it's not. It's just another way of just making you buy a game that looks cool because it has cooler graphics and the movements are different. It honestly feels like a new game. It honestly still feels like Call of Duty. It's still Call of Duty. Either you look at it as like graphic-wise or weapon-wise. It's still Call of Duty, really. I honestly wish Modern Warfare just wouldn't do this anymore, which is like, I didn't mind Modern Warfare being a remake of the entire Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I still love those games as well. I even played all 3 of them. But there's no way that the remake should be this bad. First one was great. Second almost fell off. But they were keeping it balanced. Third game completely fell off. Like, I feel like the second game should have been at their stopping point. I don't care if some people could say, but Makarov and whatnot. Like, we need to see more of that content, more of the campaign, see what they got to come out with. It didn't go out so well because you got to understand, that Modern Warfare 2 tried to focus on a campaign multiplayer, but they were leaning more on the Warzone side. And then Modern Warfare 3 came out. They focused less on a good campaign. They focused less on a good multiplayer. And now they just focused more on Warzone. You have to understand that game was never supposed to exist. It never was. Modern Warfare 3 was never supposed to exist at first. But, money's talking and they got to continue the franchise somehow. I'm just waiting for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 to come out with their remastered. Oh, and I'm not going to leave out the fact that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remastered never got a multiplayer, but except the campaign. You kidding me? So they have time for all that in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 remastered, but they don't have time for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remastered, but they just said multiplayer and whatnot. But other than that, that's all I gotta say for this video. It's really up to you guys, really. And I know I've not been making videos for quite this time, but I just want to get my take on it. Is this game even worth it? Well, if you love Call of Duty and you love Warzone, then just get Warzone. If you're only doing it, if you love Call of Duty, but you also love Warzone and the game that you play, just get it, just for that. But if you're just a Warzone fan, you just buy it for Warzone, then just play regular Warzone that's obviously for free. But I want to play like all the cooler skins in the game. Well, how about you just waste more money on a game that you're not really ever going to play again? Just do that then. Let's face it, it's slightly disappointing what they're doing with the whole franchise, really. Pumping content out just for Warzone. I feel like that game's going to last on for a while. Warzone. If Fortnite lasted this long, I'm not surprised if Warzone will. It's not the first time Call of Duty has ever made a Battle Royale game. Treyarch was the first one to do it, but failed miserably when Black Ops 4 came out. One of the worst games I've ever played. I don't care how futuristic or cool the guy or the operators were, or the weapons and whatnot. It's still a shit game. Zombies was meh. It was boring, but I guess. How do I say this? But yeah. They attempted to make Blackout. Is anyone actually remembered that game? That's actually something that some of us don't really think about half the time, Is Blackout even still a thing? I believe it still is a thing. I'm pretty sure if I were to download it, but that takes up more storage than any other regular Modern Warfare game, then I would definitely play it, but I'm not downloading it because it's a waste of space and it's a bad game. You can play it for nostalgia, I guess, if you like bad games, but I didn't mind Call of Duty World War II, but I'm still playing that. I actually like to, enjoy some customizations and play all my favorite weapons. Grind for gold weapons, too. The gold ones are pretty challenging, but not too hard. Not too hard. But the more you play other Call of Duty games, the more it gets no different than the ones that you play for, Call of Duty World War II. I managed to, unlock the gold STG. And what I'm trying to get at, my main accomplish in that game, is just get polished versions of camouflaged uniforms. And that is such a waste to just just make you spend more money on a box that who knows if you'll get or not. It's only like a 1% chance that you'll actually get it. But I got the dirty version of the uniform, and it's not bad, but I prefer the polished ones, And I'm not very, optimized in I'll let you know for some Call of Duty fans. I'm going to say this, is that I'm not a really big fan of reflex sights in World War II games or any Black Ops games. I'm not a fan of that. I think to me it's absolutely dog water. It's effective in some way, but I'm an iron sight guy. Except for Modern Warfare, where I have no choice but to use the optic sights. To me, my gun look more tactical. I only do it for looks. Not because it improves some sort of damage to it, because the weapon itself is still okay, but still, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind Modern Warfare. I didn't mind Call of Duty World War II. I didn't mind Black Ops. I still love Black Ops. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare Remastered. I didn't mind the second remastered as well. I didn't mind all three of the old ones and the remastered. But the third one, I'm still waiting for that. It's been said that they're not too sure if Modern Warfare 3 will get a remastered. They're not too sure themselves. They just left it there with like the whole campaign, really. Which is stupid, but that's Call of Duty for you. But other than that, thank you guys for listening. Thank you, AppLock of the Head, if you're watching this. So far, the last time I checked with recent views, I've got over 182 views, and that is all thanks to you guys. Only you. Because I am actually acknowledging the stuff that I only want is just your guys' attention and your opinions. You know? That's all I want for this channel, really. To inform you guys in either my opinions or the news that's going up. I'm not your typically scientifical, I'm not your, sorry, I don't know why I keep on saying sorry so much, but I'm not your scientifically accurate news guy when I'm not being brainwashed by social media and the news upon. No, I just want to make sure that you guys are self-aware. That's all it is. That's all it is, really. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. I will come out with more content. I did mention that there will be another video at some other point about Trump's New Hampshire, why he can't win New Hampshire. And in my opinion, it's not surprising, but that's not the topic I was getting at. But thank you so much. Thank you, AppLock of the Head. And I will still recognize you for being the first person to respond, really. And to everyone else, I am also thanking you as well. I'm not asking for subscribers. I don't want subscribers, but I don't care if some people say, but if you want to become famous as you say you were, then you're going to need subscribers. I don't want money from this platform. I don't want to do anything at it. I don't want to get paid for just having an opinion. You know, it's just stupid because you look at the world that is now. Do you think we get paid for saying the stuff we like and enjoy, but people get mad at us for that? No. It's either we get this in return, backlash, or you get called a racist or whatever insults that you say. It's either positive or negative. But in this channel, I don't encourage any wars. I don't encourage any violence in the world. I don't encourage any more profanity, even though I do swear. But I don't know why we swear, really. I think it's just like words that we just say because it just sounds insulting when nobody even knows the meaning of the words, right? I guess that's just kind of how we adapted. But other than that, thank you, all of you, for watching this. And, you know, stay strong, stay healthy, stay curious, stay smart, all those kinds of things. And I will be back making other videos and whatnot. Actually, there is one thing before I wrap up. If you ever want to decide to comment on this, I will go back and read it. But if you guys have any other suggestions of what should I talk about, I have no problem making up my own topics. You know, but it's just got to be something that draws my attention the most. Like, if some people want to say, well, I want to hear your opinion on Kamala Harris. I want to hear your opinion on this person. I want to hear your opinion on what's happening in the current day of the world. I know I say I haven't gone into geopolitics, but I'd be more happy to talk about that and see what you guys think. Or any video game news. I like to hear about more video games or movies and whatnot. I know Minecraft movie has came out, but I'm not going to give my take on it because, in my opinion, I'll give out a short air. It looks bad. Not because of Jack Black. I mean, Jack Black to me is just he was one of my favorite actors. Now he's just decent at this point. He's decent. But the game itself looks absolutely terrible. It just doesn't feel real. It honestly doesn't. That trailer honestly felt like somebody turned up the RTX or the graphics of Minecraft and just said, make it as real as possible. make the animals square, okay, but don't make the characters square. I honestly felt like this was supposed to be a Minecraft movie, a live-action Minecraft movie. Well, I guess they had to stick it with the whole, regular people in a blocky world. That kind of scenario. But that's all I gotta say. Thank you, everyone.